What's going on, guys? Since it's a little rainy today, I decided that I'm not going to sit down and do a build video or anything. The sun's just coming out, but everything's wet. So today, instead, I decided that I'm going to sit down and talk about pendulums. We'll just go over the basics of how they work, what are they, and how to get them to work. So first things first, if you don't know what a pendulum is, it's usually an object that's on a string. I've seen old timers use rings, I've seen them use coins, I've seen them use stones. Some people have really elaborate ones. Some people just throw something together. You don't need anything, excuse me, you don't need anything spectacular. This is mine, I've had it for years, and it continues to work. So I've never wanted anything that's you know, very ornate or whatever. Some people want that, and that's perfectly fine. It's whatever they want. Typically, to get it to work, you ask it a question. The theory is you ask it a question, and depending on how it goes back and forth or up and down or whatever, depends on, you know, that'll give you the answer. And essentially, it's a quick way to get an answer instead of doing tarot cards or scrying or any of that. Some people like to use a mat like this. I picked this up at some metaphysical shop. I don't like using those, honestly. They just, for me, it doesn't feel right. It just feels like it's all for looks and shit. So if you want to use it, that's perfectly fine. They're usually the ones that I keep seeing are like $10. This one's about $10. But you can actually do it absolutely cheap. The only thing you really need is a string. Go outside, find you a rock, whatever you feel drawn to, grab that. If you got a ring or something you want to use, typically things that are more rounded work better with it, but we'll get into just how the basics work. Okay, so first things first, like if you're going to do it the way I do it, you're going to try to hold it as still as possible. And give me a yes. Okay. So that would be the yes, okay? Okay. If I can get it straight here. Okay, now give me a no. Okay, so we've established that clockwise is yes, and that counterclockwise is no. So, am I a girl? There we go. It says no. Okay. Thank you. Alright. Am I a boy? Okay. So, we've established that. Let's see. Am I a teenager? Okay. So, that's a no. Okay. Am I in my 30s? Yes. There we go. So that's pretty much that. That's how you do it if you're gonna just use a stone, or if you want to go purchase one of these. I think I paid like $8 for this one at a store. You can make your own, which is what I would probably do if I were you. Then there's certain ways that some people use with cups, and I've never fully understood it really. I guess it's just they see it as more if it hits the sides this way, then it's a yes. If it goes up and down, then it's a no, or I think it's yes and then no. Yeah, that would make more sense, I suppose. I know some people use that. With these, it just feels like one of those, oh, what do you call those things? The magic 8 balls. So pretty much, the theory is you put it in the middle. Alright. Am I 33? Okay, that's a yes. Let me get it stopped here. Okay. Am I female? Okay, you see that as a no. I mean, you can do it that way. If I were going to do it, if I were going to get started in divination of any sort, and I was going to start out with something like a pendulum, I would make it myself. That way, you're connected to it. It just makes more sense. When it comes down to it, though, I mean, like I said, if you're just looking for something quick and you want to go buy something, you want something that looks nice or whatever, you can go to a metaphysical shop. Most of them have them. Now, I learned originally about pendulums from old timers, because what they would do is you would have a pregnant lady, and I know a lot of people think that this sort of thing is, you know, devil worship or what have you. But a lot of these people were old-timey Christians that go to these these really ran-down churches, like one-room churches. You know, no real insulation. You know what I'm saying? Like real old-timey stuff, like back up on a hill. They would just put this over their stomach, and you know, depending on if it went one way, it was a boy. If it went the other way, it was a girl. And they would get pretty accurate with it. So that's where I learned it from. And then, of course, once I got into the occult, and of course, you've got to bypass the New Age stuff, because what happens is it's so I guess consumer friendly that, you know, you can easily go to the store and pick up a book on divination, and it's going to have this New Age flair. It's not going to you know, it's not going to be anything difficult. All this stuff, you know, you see in bookstores is usually geared toward beginners or whatever. Or they're geared toward some form of neo-paganism, earth-based stuff, very positive stuff. But, you know, you find out a lot of the stuff from this, and they make it a lot more complicated. And I think a lot of it, the reason that they make it more complicated is due to the fact that they want to kind of make it more appealing aesthetically, and that's fun and dandy if that's your thing. If you're wanting like a little bit of drama and spice in the situation, but I mean, honestly, you really don't need it. If you want a quick answer, pendulum is pretty much where you should go with it. It's something that you can practice. A lot of people pick it up real easy, and it's something that you can use anywhere. It's not like you have to sit down with a deck of cards that's you know, yay big and sit there and do a reading. You can easily hold that out, and most people won't even notice. So pendulums are an interesting way to do divination. If you're interested in doing that, like I said, I would suggest definitely making one yourself. Maybe we might do that in an upcoming video. With that said, I guess I'll catch you guys next time. And we actually have a new website up called well, it's just bansheehollow.com. That's pretty much it. It has all of our stuff, and we're going to be making things and selling them, and bone altars, artwork, and all that stuff. We're trying to get the shop up and running, but we've got all of our stuff on there. As far as, like, we got some arts and crafts stuff. We've got some of the stuff we're doing as far as writing goes, some of the photography. We got a little bit of everything on there, just as kind of like an online portfolio. And then whenever we get the shop, we'll let you guys know. So with that said, check it out. The link will be in the description. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.